Hello?
Take a hint!
Do you have a second?
Fine. What? Who even are you? Actually, you know what? Don't tell me. You've already wasted enough of my time.
I'm really sorry to bother you. I just have one quick question. Then I'll get out of your hair.
Well, spit it out. What do you want?
I just moved into the room next door and...
My condolences. To both me and you.
And I was kicked off the landline. It's asking for some kind of pin to activate it again.
If I tell you how that thing works, can we agree that this door is now permanently off limits?
Unfortunately, I can't really promise that.
Whatever. Then let's not drag this out. The phone code is 9, followed by your room number.
Thank you. There's no way I would have guessed that on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I never caught your name.
Did I drop it?
That exchange really brightened up my day.
Unauthorized call time expended. Please enter 4-digit PIN to continue to use line. Caller authorized.
Now isn't the best time.
Carlisle Police Department, Sergeant Russell speaking.
Hi, Sergeant. It's Penelope again.
Penelope! We got a guy here who bet you were already hightailing it back to Virginia. Zimmerman, you owe me 20.
Not quite yet. Although I'll probably end up questioning that decision. Sorry about that, by the way. Getting cut off like that. The landline here is a little funky.
You're back, and that's all that matters. Now, what had I been saying?
Something about documents, I think?
Yes, right. This is a person reports we have filled out for the individuals. I'll be sending you some copies soon, so look out for that.
These 3 people that went missing, what can you tell me about them?
The first call we received concerned Mr. Gerald Cook. He's an older gentleman, late 60s, who owns a bookstore on Main Street. The second, more concerning call was from Mrs. Eileen Davies in reference to her son, Terrence. The boy had apparently not come home after school that day. He's only 15, which has really started to raise some red flags. Then, Only 2 days after that, a third person was called in. The caller couldn't provide a name for the woman, only said that she's been coming to a specific diner for breakfast at 9 a.m. sharp every single day for years. This was the third day in a row she hadn't shown, and the caller found this to be very out of character.
Can you tell me more about Gerald Cook?
Never met the man personally, but I had heard his name prior to all this. His bookstore, Novel Books, is a bit of a hub in this part of town. The place is practically a rec center for the entire population of Carlisle over the age of 65. In fact, it was one of those old timers that made the call at the crack of dawn to tell us that Gerald had to open up shop as usual and was nowhere to be found.
I take it Gerald is normally very punctual?
Doesn't sound like the type to take spontaneous sick days, if that's what you mean. If interviewing the regulars told us one thing, it's that Gerald has never pulled a stunt like this in all his days of working there. That day we went out and interviewed maybe 20 or so people, and Vasquez canvassed the place once we got inside. Nothing. The place was pristine. Cash register locked. Interviewees all giving the same story.
And what story was that?
Anyone who had seen him the day before said it was a perfectly ordinary day. Gerald had been his chipper old self, and he locked up the store as usual at 7 p.m.
Did anyone witness him at all between 7 p.m. and opening the next day?
Not a soul. He even talked to the guy who seemed like Gerald's right-hand man in running the store. He even had a key. Mitchell Hart, I think his name was. For someone who knew our victim well, he didn't have anything helpful to add. Say he didn't have a clue where Gerald normally goes after closing, besides home. He also took us to Gerald's apartment, right above the store. But when we knocked, there was no answer.
I wonder if anyone else has a key besides this Mitchell guy. Maybe Gerald was mugged and someone pickpocketed him.
It'll be right out of the ne'er-do-well's playbook. Mug an old guy in an alley, steal his keys, rob his place, then lock up on the way out. That's why right now, our first priority is to get into that cash register. If money is missing, that'll simplify everything and give us a little direction, for Gerald's case at least. The address of Gerald's bookstore is 225 Main Street. Go take a look around for yourself.
Can you tell me more about the diner woman?
Yes, Jane Dell. I wanted to call her Victim X. I thought it was catchy. But protocol. She's our shakiest case by far. Called in missing by a waitress just because she decided not to get breakfast at the Sunrise Diner for a couple mornings? No wonder the chief won't give us the time of day.
But the waitress thought she had good enough reason to notify the police. So there must be something to it.
It's true that she's genuinely concerned. Said that the very few times Jane didn't show over the past couple years, she leave little notes on napkins with the tip the day before. Not this time.
She really ate at the same diner every single day for years? It must have some incredible food.
I had a case of food poisoning that would suggest otherwise. I guess that she went there for the company, but our caller said that she was the quietest woman she'd ever met. Over those years, none of the diner workers could even get a first name out of her.
Do you think she's trying to hide her identity?
No idea. It's possible.
If she wasn't there to hang out with the waitresses, what did she do every single morning?
Read books. Lots of them. And not just the type with shirtless cowboys on the cover, but books with real substance. Textbooks even. And all subjects, especially history. The waitresses said that Jane would set up every day in the same booth, take a few books out of her bag, and read and take notes while she ate.
Interesting. I wonder if doing this was work-related or a hobby. Did she frequent any other locations besides the diner?
My only guess would be a library. Owning all those books would cost an arm and a leg. Thing is, Carlisle doesn't have its own library, and there are too many to count in neighboring towns.
What did you investigate, and who did you interview in regards to Jane?
What can we investigate? No one knows her name. Address, place of work, family, acquaintances. We examined her favorite booth at the diner and interviewed everyone who works there. All we know is that she's been coming there for roughly 3 years, is quiet, reads a lot, and has tried everything on the menu.
None of the workers said she was acting differently the last day she was seen?
No one was paying enough attention to remember. But one of the waitresses did hold on to what's currently our shred of evidence, a napkin with some chicken scratch. She was planning to return it to Jane the next day, but you know how that story ends.
Wow, this is like trying to track down a ghost.
You're telling me. All I can say is keep an eye open while you're investigating the other two. That's the best we can do right now. I'll send the napkin along with the other documents.
Can you tell me more about Terrence Davies?
Terrence just turned 15 a few months ago. If he was any younger, all the cops in the county would be swarming around this case like flies to a rotten lunch meat. He's right at the age where the chief can shrug his disappearance off as a rebellious kid doing rebellious kid things.
Does Terrence have any history of running away or causing trouble?
Not according to his mother, at least not according to what we could piece together through the tears. Either way, we suspect she views her son through some rose-colored glasses, because interviews from fellow students and teachers at his high school painted a slightly different picture of him.
Does he get into trouble at school?
It sounds like he's mellowed out some now that he started high school. He held quite the impressive record for previous years, but his current teachers just described him as some disruptive class clown type, not some menace to society.
What exactly has he done?
You name it. He had a rebellious streak in middle school according to the school documents, suspended multiple times, never hurt anyone or anything like that, but played hooky a lot. Pulled the fire alarm once and also called a fake bomb threat in as a joke in the 7th grade.
Okay, then. I can kinda see where the chief is coming from.
But even if Terrence is just falling back into old habits, we still need to track him down for his mother's sanity. And by extension, ours.
What's his family life like?
It's just him and Mrs. Davies. No siblings, no father in the picture. Explains why she's so attached.
Could you tell if there was any strain in their relationship?
Who knows? From the sound of it, they spend more time together than an average mother and teenage son duo. But can't see under the surface.
Well, when and where was Terrence last seen?
Teachers, classmates, and friends all said he left school at 3 p.m. with the rest of the kids. He told his friends he was going hiking, which they said was a regular thing he'd do. And no one has heard from him since.
Did he seem upset or anything as he was leaving?
Not that anyone mentioned. We'll get you in contact with Mrs. Davies. Once she calms down a bit, I'm sure she'll give us more to work with. Not sure how much luck you'll have with her, but feel free to give her a call. Phone number is 203-555-0927. So, Penelope, now that you know more about what we're dealing with here, what's going on through your head?
I don't think the disappearances are related, but these people are still victims of something. Gerald could have been mugged and robbed. Something could have happened to Terrence while he was out hiking. Maybe he got hurt or lost. And Jane... It's hard to say, but it definitely seems like she didn't plan to disappear.
Interesting hypothesis. We'll see if it holds up. But first things first, keep an eye out for those reports we'll be sending.
Thanks, Sergeant. I guess it's time for me to get out there and start playing detective.
Good luck. Call us anytime. And thanks again for coming up here. Having a new nose around to sniff out leads might be exactly what we need.
Now isn't the best time.
Terrence? Terrence, is that you?
I'm sorry. Mrs. Davies?
Oh, yes, this is she.
My name is Penelope Pendrick. I know you're going through a lot right now, but I'm working with the police to do everything we can to find your son. If you're feeling up to it, would you mind answering a few questions?
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Can you please describe the entire day he went missing in detail? From morning to evening.
Let's see. I got up at 6:30 as usual and started making breakfast. Terrence sets his alarm for 7 and ate quickly after he got up. He had me sign a permission slip for some field trip, and then he gathered all his school supplies and left. As he was leaving, we argued about some stupid little thing. I think he had left his jacket on the floor. And that was the last time I saw him angry at me. I just keep playing that over and over in my head and hating myself for it. I left work at 5, and he was out when I arrived back, which isn't too abnormal, but when he wasn't home an hour later, I started calling around to his friends' moms. He wasn't over anyone else's house. Then it got dark, and he still wasn't home. That's when I called the police.
Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm sure it's not easy to think about. Now, you mentioned a field trip. Can you tell me more about that?
It was for his art class, a gallery that they were going to tour that day, not far from here.
Do you remember the name of the gallery?
Something pretentious. Bold decisions, bold and brash. I have the paper around here somewhere. That's right. Bold depictions. 3297 Ocala Street, Oakford, Connecticut.
Thank you. It could be a start.
If you say so.
I heard that Terrence told his friends he was going hiking after school was out. Do you know of anywhere in particular he likes to go?
It could have been anywhere. That boy's practically explored the entire state.
Could he have gotten lost or hurt somewhere in the woods?
No! No, impossible. He was a Boy Scout for years, and he's even taken courses on outdoor survival. This kind of thing is what he lives for.
I have no doubt he's very competent, Mrs. Davies, but sometimes things can happen that are out of a person's control.
I said it's impossible. I know my son.
All right. I'm sorry I came off as implying otherwise. Did anyone mention anything else out of the ordinary that happened at school that day?
No. I don't think so. You know what? I need to go. I can't do this anymore. It's too much. Thinking about that day, it's too much.
Eileen? Are you there? Oh, poor lady.